Hello, Flosstube. If you're new, my name is Sabine, and if you're coming back, thank you very much. Thank you very much also for the warm welcome you gave me 2 weeks ago when I finally got to filming again. Thank you for all of your nice comments and well wishes. I think they're working. I'm stitching again, and for me, this is like a seismograph to see that I'm feeling better. And yeah, I'd like to show you what I was working on in the last fortnight. And yeah, last time I showed you 2 projects on which I worked. This time 2, I think. I hope I'm not showing you anything that I haven't put a new stitch in, but I don't think so. We will see. Yeah, first thing is the Agnus Dei, which I'm stitching for my husband. And this is where I was last time. And this is how far I got now. So I think I stitched a bit on the lower border and I started on the top left now. I hope that this is right. It's still fun. It's stitching 2/2 on 32 count. And yeah, I was a bit sad because when I had started and already finished the lamb, which is more than you might think, I saw a picture of somebody doing this 1/2 on 32 count, and it looks so precious. But I just didn't want to start over again. So I'm sticking to my usual thing. I think if I would ever stitch another design of this designer who I put down below, I would stitch 1/2 because it just looks so much more, how do you say this? More fine? Do you say this in English? I don't know. But yeah, well, it will look great when it's finished, but next time, well, it's always a learning curve. So I hope I'm getting better again and again. But well, at the moment I'm not working too much on it because there are priority pieces. And one of the priority pieces, number 1 actually, is the birthday present for my son. And his birthday is in 2.5 weeks, so I need to keep on stitching. I had to wait some time, if you remember right, that because I ran out of floss and I had to order it, and it took some time. And this is where I am now. So I finished the leg, I think. Maybe I was finished last time. I'm not quite sure. But now I worked up and down on the left side, and now I started on the upper side, so I can stitch it the traditional way because I started in the middle, and as you can see the actual middle is empty. So I first worked the middle part, and this meant that I had to work up because I just didn't want to stitch all, to count and maybe miscount. I was a bit afraid of that, so that's why I started to stitch this way. And yeah, I like the variegation and the glimmery thing. So yeah, he still likes it, so I'm gonna have to finish it. Maybe it's done next time. I hope, because I think this will be the day before his birthday, or 2 or 3, I don't know. So this will be my main project for the next time, the next week. But it's 18 count, but it's still going fast because I don't really have to change colors. What I really realized is that I love anchoring my thread with a loop. So loop starting the threads, which obviously doesn't work if you're using variegated thread. So yeah, it's okay, but I really prefer not to weave it into the back. Yeah, but that's just a minor thing. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing it. Because at the moment I feel like under pressure. I mean, I'm putting myself under pressure. If I told my son this won't be finished until January, he still would be happy. But I want to finish all the birthday presents. And in my mind, I postponed the Agnes Day for Easter, which would be quite, yeah, this is something that would work all fine. But at the same time, I think, do I really want to stitch on this until I think it's April next year? I don't know. Because for me, 2020 will be the year I will mainly stitch for myself. That's what I decided, because this year I mainly stitched things for other people. And it's wonderful if you give things to people who do realize how much work and love went into such a project. But well, I want something on my wall and not on my children's. They've got enough, I think. So I want to finish it. And when I finish the Dragon M, I think I will have to finish the letter A Fairy by Nora Corbett. And I started her, and I made a conversion to DMC, and I realized I don't like it. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, especially the middle. I'll show you first. So this is how the design looks like. And this is how far I got. And obviously the middle color is not wrong, is not right. So focus, yeah. I don't know why I used one of those conversion lists, and I was just blindly following it. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but in the original it's more kind of blue, although it looks blue in this light. That's funny, because in real life it looks more greenish. But my daughter said, oh, does it have to be a green fairy? I'd like to have a pink one. So maybe I will take out all of these stitches in the middle and exchange it for a pink one. Maybe. To be honest, now that I'm seeing it in the camera, I like it much more than I didn't realize. Maybe it was just, I took this on a very small holiday, which I spent at my friend's, and I put it into my bag and thought, okay, because she's crafting, she's a diamond painter, and so I thought we sit together and we're doing some crafts. Yeah, and then my needle broke, and it was the only needle I had with me, because until yesterday I didn't know where my stitching stuff was, because it disappeared. So I only had the one needle, which I took from another project. So when this one broke, it was over. So it wasn't too bad. We talked a lot, but so no big progress, although it's what I could achieve in a few days. And yeah, I think I like him more than I thought before. So yeah, I will have to rip out all of these wonderful stitches. But I think I'll have to finish it till early December, so no break for me. Yeah, I mean, always when I'm watching Sarah the Stitching Mommy, she's stitching several projects for her children, and I always think, how can they be so patient? Because if I remember right, she's always stitching on the birthday day. So if it's the 4th, then she's always stitching on the 4th, for example. And this way the progress is often very slow. And I always think, wow, she must have quite patient kids. And then I think maybe I'm just the one who thinks my kids aren't patient enough to wait for something. Yeah, and at the same time, I think one of the things that makes it hard for me to not do it on time at the moment is their new rooms are still so sparse. Do you say that? It's hardly anything on the walls, and it's still not too cozy. So I think that's why I'm pushing myself to finish these, because it's just I want to have them beautiful things on the walls. Yeah, mommy guilt in another way. But we will get there. Yeah, the only project I stitched on for myself is the woman with a van. Yeah, this is my favorite one. And I actually worked on it quite some time. It doesn't look as much because it's mostly gray and white. So this is where I was last time. This is her now. Isn't she gorgeous? Isn't she gorgeous? To be honest, I think for me, this is the most beautiful portrait of a woman in a cross-stitch version. I don't know why. Every time I look at her, I think, wow, she's so beautiful. I don't know why. This is actually the longest project I ever had, because I always thought I started it last year, but I actually started it the year before last year. So this should be finished a long time ago. I already have the frame. I'm just not getting to do it. And to be honest, all this gray and white on black, it's also not the nicest thing to stitch. The face was much easier. Also because you didn't have as much empty spaces between it. So it's not too easy on the eye. Although this is Ada, it's 14 count Ada, and I showed you last time that I bought another Lanarte on black, and I think I will exchange it for a 16 count Ada, because I just don't like the coverage. I mean, if you're looking from far away, you hardly see anything black looking through, but it's funny because in the camera I think it looks much better. So maybe, I think I will have to wait until this is really finished and framed and on the wall, and then I think I can decide. Maybe I'm stitching out in 16 count, because what I really like is the fabric which Lanarte provides with their packages. It is Ada, but it's totally soft right from the start. I have no idea. Maybe this is Zweigart. Isn't it funny how you pronounce a German word English when you're talking English? Because usually you pronounce this word Zweigart. Yeah, Zweigart. Maybe it's something else. I really have to check out which fabric they're using, because it's so soft, and I'm stitching in hand, which makes it more difficult, I think. Maybe if I would use a frame, it would be easier to stitch on it, to see the holes. Maybe I should use a frame. I mean, I have some, I'm just not using them. Are you stitching in hand, or are you using loops or Q-snaps or anything? That would be interesting for me, because in the beginning I only stitched small things, and I prefer to have them in my hands, to be honest, because it's with the little frames I'm always getting cramps in my hands, and this is not really nice to have. But with the bigger projects which I'm stitching at the moment, sometimes I'm struggling. I think, well, especially when the fabric is a bit sloppy and soft. Maybe I should change this. Yeah, so, and apart from this, I just have a tiny bit of haul. Last time I told you about two patterns that I ordered because I saw them at Countwise Stitch ones. And now they arrived. And I decided that I won't use the fabric that I bought for it. It was just a simple Ada, so no worries. I thought I'd take Ada, but then I realized when I saw this live, this just needs to be on an even weave. I'm not quite sure which one I will use. I mean, I won't start it until next year, I'm pretty sure. So I still have got time to wait for a coupon or something. Isn't it beautiful? And this is the sister piece. So this is meant to be for the bedroom. So you might imagine, if you're knowing my profession, that every morning I might think sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. Yeah. Fiddler on the Roof. So this will be two of my big projects for next year. And I plan, I don't know if this will be the case, so I will start with sunrise. And this is all variegated thread. And last time I told you, I think 100 euros for pretty much just floss. And no, floss plus pattern is a bit much for me. But when I looked at it, I mean, in the online shops you only see the small picture, so you do not really see, you can just get an idea of what it might look like. And then I saw this. I'm just going behind so that it might focus. I think the variegation is very important for this thing. So this time I will have to put some time into thinking about what floss to use. I'm thinking about using some of the DMC variegated colors. I think some of the colors can be replaced. I might use some plain DMC. Maybe I will buy one or two of the fancy flosses because this is working with Weeks Dye Works. So, I mean, I have several of them, but I think it's more the autumny color, so this won't work with these. Maybe with the sunset, but I'll just have to check and we'll give it some thought because I want to look it good, but I don't want to put so much money into it. It's a struggle. Something that I might stitch this winter because it's very small and I think it's very cute. What is this? I already bought this. I also bought this. I'm so sorry, my English is so bad at the moment. It's only I'm talking to you guys. So it's tweet. Please focus. Focus. Just not focusing. This is a new phone, so I have no idea how to focus. Now. So just a little winter scene. So I think I will stitch this. Yeah, that was it. I think it wasn't too bad for 2 weeks, was it? Yeah, so you know all my plans. We will see if I can make it. There's a lot to do. I just started a distant learning program. So there's bit of time going away on this. And yeah, now winter's coming and we will have to bake cookies for school, charity, and so much things. But I will make some time for stitching. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great time stitching. See you later.